Hi, I'm Chris Eckert with Keller Williams Realty, and we have
Carrie Roth with Decor Staging, Home Design and Renovation.
and we're here at 994 Palm Avenue in San Mateo in a property that we just renovated and sold. If you could have been here when we first started this thing, we had the giant Christmas tree in the middle of the room. We had 4 or 5 bachelors that looked like they had a college dorm going here.
There were mattresses on the floor in the dining room. It was quite a mess. It was an Animal House event.
So what did we do here?
So what we came in, and first we cleared out all the debris, painted it a really soft gray. On the fireplace, the face of the fireplace and the bookcase across the room was a dark plywood paneling. So we just refaced it. We glued attached the tiles directly to the plywood. I used tiles that were 2 different types of stone and a stainless steel mosaic. It's quite attractive. It was not expensive. It was just purchased at a local big box home goods store. Very easy to obtain and to install. And then we went over to the bookcase, and it was this whole wall on this side was also the same wood paneling, and we painted it and just painted out all the darkness. The back wall of the bookcase is painted a slightly darker shade just to give it some depth. And then we replaced the carpeting, took down all the window coverings, and staged it. Pretty much is what we did in this particular room.
All right, so here we are in the dining room, and this originally was kind of a bedroom. There was a giant mattress in the middle of the room. We had a picture of Jimi Hendrix on the wall, and maybe a 1974 vintage chandelier hanging down. So of course, Carrie painted it and put a nice mirror on the wall, put a new chandelier up, and then of course staged it. So she completely transformed this space.
I think this space illustrates the power of color and using an accent wall with a strong focal point, which is the mirror, a very large scale mirror for the house. This really is so easy for everyone to do on their own, color and a strong focal point with one accessory.
So when we're doing a project like this, we're very cost conscious, and we want to make sure we stay within the budget that we promised to the client. One of the ways that we cut the cost in this project is this originally was a double oven. And if you've gone out before and you've bought a double oven, you know they're a minimum of $2,200. So what we did was we opted to buy about an $800 regular oven, $137 microwave, and have the contractor install a shelf between it, which ended up with a lot lower overall cost than if we had replaced it with a double oven. You can see in here we painted the cabinets, put new knobs on the cabinets, put a stainless steel vent hood here, replaced the old coil burner electric range with one of these new flat panel glass ones. And then the coolest thing that we did was we kept the original sink that was in here. We looked at this thing and said, this is so cool that we should incorporate this into the new design. So we ended up with the same sink, but just an overall different look than what we had before.
Okay, in this little half bath, originally it had a countertop going from wall to wall with a Formica top, and it had an overhead sink cabinet going wall to wall as well. It was quite dated with vinyl flooring, so we removed everything and placed in a small pedestal sink, a little cabinet next to it, and put new paint, new lighting, and a mirror. It brightened up the space, and it actually feels much larger now.
All right, so I'm in the second bathroom right now, and what we did in here is we replaced the old 1970s style vanity. The vanity actually ran all the way across the wall and behind the toilet. We replaced it with a modern vanity, a toilet, and we retiled the floor. But the biggest thing that we did on the budget was to recoat the shower. The labor is very expensive when you rip out old tiles and put new tiles in, and especially if you rip out the floor of a shower, it becomes very expensive. So what we chose to do, because we were on a budget, is There's a company called Nice Tub and Tile. They recoated the tiles, recoated the floor in a different color, so we got a little contrast there, and put new shower doors on. This cost us significantly less than if we were to redo or gut the whole shower and redo it. So that saved us a lot of money. All right, so what we did here is we put some plant material, bamboo, on the patio to block the view from the other units. One of the complaints we had gotten from the former tenants here was that they felt like when they sat on the patio, everyone else from the surrounding units could look down on them. So Carrie decided that we would put some tall bamboo up, which would create somewhat of a visual break and make the new owners of this property feel like they were somewhat protected or not looked upon by the surrounding units.
Okay, this was the largest transformation of any room in this condominium unit. Originally, this is the master bath. It had a sunken tub here. The whole bathroom was in a turquoise, had a sunken tub, and then it had overhead cabinets above my head here. It was quite dated. What we did was we pretty much gutted the entire room. We leveled the floor. We bought a beautiful contemporary acrylic freestanding tub and painted the walls a beautiful color. I almost always in my bathrooms inset tile. In this particular case, I inset what looks like the runner of a carpet in the tile. It's a really nice way to just give a little bit of jazz to a floor that might be pretty plain otherwise. I then purchased some contemporary cabinetry for the vanity, and lighting and mirror completed the space. There is a shower stall in the bathroom, and we reglazed it. Rather than removing it and ripping it out and replacing, oftentimes we will reglaze a bathtub or a shower or even a kitchen sink or kitchen counter. In this particular case, we did the shower. So the whole thing was done fairly quickly. We didn't need any big plumbing changes with the exception of the freestanding mount bathtub filler. Other than that, it was pretty straightforward renovation.